When Mary and I first purchased our Catalina 30 sailboat, we knew how to sail, but docking was new to us. Our first attempts were humiliating. On our first try, the wind blew us away from the dock before we could secure the lines, and we hit the beautiful brand new Sea Ray fly bridge beside us. After hitting the Sea Ray a second time, I asked the harbor master to move us to a slip with no boats around. We set out to develop a simple, foolproof docking procedure that would work every time. We call it the Latitude Lasso. To make the lasso, start out with a telescoping boat hook. Then, tie a 7/16 inch line to the boat hook. Then, tie a loop 18 inches from the boat hook. The diameter of the loop should be large enough to easily fit over the jib winch. Next, tie a second loop, and I'll explain its location in a minute. Prepare before you get to the dock. Start with loop 2 over the jib winch on the dock side. It works for either starboard or port, but if you have a choice, have the dock on the port side. Lay the boat hook where it's easily accessible and the line is untangled. Pull into the center of the slip with just enough speed to maintain steerage. If there's no wind, you can creep in, but you may have to go a little faster if there's a strong wind. Next, shift to reverse and use the throttle to stop the boat so the jib winch is close to being even with the cleat or pylon at the end of the dock. If the dock is on the port side, the prop wash will pull the stern to port so it's nice and close to the dock. Once the boat is in position, shift back to neutral. At this point, you can use the boat hook to lasso the cleat closest to the end of the dock. Place loop 1 over the winch as well. The next step is where the magic starts. Shift to forward with the engine at idle. The forward thrust from the prop will take the slack out of the lasso and draw the boat up against the dock. Now the boat is secure and you can take your time attaching the remaining lines. I usually attach a bow line, then turn off the engine. Now back to making the lasso. With the boat in your home slip, tie loop 2 so the boat is situated exactly where you want it. I also like to have a spare loop that situates the winch even with the cleat. I use that loop when I'm traveling in case the dock is short. The Latitude Lasso is especially useful at the fuel dock. Catalina was nice enough to place my fuel fill and pump out on the port side. That way I can always use my prop walk in reverse to draw the boat against the dock. Notice in this case the wind is blowing me away from the dock. As a last resort, I can always extend my boat hook out to lasso the dock cleat. Another tip is to practice so you know when to turn into the slip. Sailboats typically pivot about the keel so they can turn a lot sharper than power boats. I've learned I can start turning right when my bow is even with the slip. If you're fortunate enough to have a second person on board, it's really useful if they are stationed on the bow with a boat hook. They can keep the bow from getting blown off course and throw a line ashore once the stern is secured. Mary and I hope you get some benefit from this video. If you try the technique or have any suggestions, please leave a comment.